Well, today I'm going to diversify my portfolio of poetry recitations by reciting one in Russian. So far I have, let's see, modern English.
Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer.
Middle English.
Quanto April with his sure sword, the drucht of March of Persia to the rote.
Medieval Italian.
Nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita mi ritrovai per una selva oscura che la diritta via era smarrita.
Some classical Greek.
Poi kilothran athanat Aphrodita, pai dios, doloploca, lisomaisa.
And some Spanish.
Silencio que naufraga en el silencio de las bocas cerradas de la noche.
This is in Russian, and I'm going to try to do the subtitle translation thing. The translation I did myself, and I can't vouch for my skill as a translator because I don't really know Russian, at least not very well. But the translations that I found on the internet basically really sucked. They tried to fit the meter in English and the rhyme scheme too. They tried to fit the meter and the rhyme scheme, and when you do that you have to take a lot of liberties with the meaning. And I think it's possible to do it well sometimes, but the ones that I found just didn't. But one thing I want to be clear about, well, the name of this poem in Russian is Moy Dom, which translates, the literal translation I think is my house. When I look up dom in the dictionary it means house, and that was what my Russian teacher told me it means. Usually when I see this poem translated, the title of the poem in English, it's rendered as my home, which I don't think is right, and somebody who's bilingual in Russian and English can correct me on this, but my impression is that the image that a Russian-speaking person would get from the word dom would be kind of similar to the image that an English-speaking person, at least in the U.S., would get from the word house, which would be like a kind of a structure that's flat on the sides and pointed on top, the physical location that somebody lives in. The word home in English is a lot more abstract. You could say something like, I live in California, but Texas is my home. Well, obviously your house, the house that you actually live in that case isn't in Texas, it's in California. So it's kind of it has much more of an abstract sense in English, and you would seldom use the word home in the concrete sense, at least in the English that I'm familiar with. Although it's occasionally used, but when it's used to refer to a concrete house, it's supposed to be suggestive of the abstract sense of the word home. And the way I see Lermontov's poem, I see it as an attempt to take the concrete idea of a house and use that as a metaphor. And if you make it more abstract by translating it using the word home, you've kind of ruined the metaphor by making it not a metaphor anymore. I mean, dome sounds like it's probably etymologically related to the English word home, but I think in terms of meaning, I will go with what the dictionary says and use the word house. And I think I'm going to make this video a response to one of Marina's videos, Hot for Words, that is, since she's Russian. It's not related to anything, not directly related anyway to anything in any of her videos, but she's done enough videos herself in which she responds to a video that's not related, so I don't feel that there's anything wrong with my doing the same thing.
Мой дом, везде, где есть небесный свод, где только слышны звуки песен. Все, в чем есть искра жизни, в нем живет
но для поэта он тесен. До самых звезд он кровлей досягает, и от одной стены к другой далекий путь, который измеряет жилец не взором, но душой. Есть чувство правды в сердце человека, святое вечности зерно, пространство без границ, течение века объемлет в краткий миг оно. И всемогущим мой прекрасный дом для чувства этого построен, и осужден страдать я долго в нем лишь буду я спокоен.